Yep. Anyways, this is all about you. I feel like I'm sitting down with a superstar.
Oh,
First and
thank you.
foremost, let's do it. So, number one, what is your favorite quality about yourself?
My humor.
I agree. I was laughing all the way through chapter two, but it's good. All right. Number two, what is your favorite Arabic dish?
Oh, what I know, which is the like rolled vine leaves.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And
you throw
inside
some
of it,
fat on them, and it's inside is like meat and rice, and then it's always like splat with a splash of fat, and that's how you do it.
oof, oof, that'd be like a nice little snack for me right now. Okay. Okay. Number three, what is your favorite American or kind of like UK cuisine type food?
I'm gonna have to go with McDonald's.
McDonald's never
Or
loses.
KFC. I'm gonna have to go with KFC. I think we're like the only country or the only region that they did the like all you can eat KFC and then they had to cancel it in 2 days because they were
Jeez.
like, we're gonna sit here for all we can, you know?
Number four, what is the
Yeah.
name of your home city?
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. Five, what's the most memorable thing from your community? So if someone were to ask you to describe your community, what is the first memory that pops up?
Laughter, toxic masculinity. Yeah,
Mm. No, yeah,
both.
keep it real, whatever it is. And we're gonna dive into that too because you have some great points from your story. So laughter and toxic masculinity already a questionable mix, but they're memories, so requires a little bit further. Number six, what do you love most about your culture?
That's a hard one. No, it's not. Maybe the music,
What do you dislike most about your culture?
the double standards.
Mm.
Yeah.
Two coming up here. What's the happiest moment you've ever experienced?
Oh man, probably getting divorced up to now. But
For real? Congrats to
no,
you.
let's say, I should say my happiest moment this year maybe was actually getting noticed by somebody big with my writing.
Oh, love
Yeah,
that. Can I
yeah,
get the inside scoop after this?
maybe.
Good for you. No,
Yeah.
keep it. Keep your blessings
Nothing
to
happened,
yourself.
but I got noticed. Yeah,
Nah, yeah, that means a lot. That means a lot, especially when you pour a
yeah,
lot into it.
yeah. I
Okay,
just
last
got
of
a
the
whoa, and it did everything for me. That's it. I got a whoa, and I'm like, I did it. I made it in life.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just get enough woes on your writing, you know what I
yeah,
mean? It's just like, well, I don't really need to do anything else.
yeah.
Okay, last quick question here. I was gonna say, so the happiest moment you've ever experienced or that you've experienced this year, and what is the lowest moment that you've ever experienced or that you've experienced this year?
The lowest moment. It's a lot of okay. Probably kind of getting a little bit disowned
Mm,
because I decided to do my own thing and go on my own path.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Kudos to you, courage to that. And I feel you there. I feel you there, and just in terms of family abandonment in some sort. But I love what you're doing with your story, so we're gonna hop into that. And I got some favorite parts. So in chapter one and two, actually, you talk about the pressure to marry in your culture. So how do you manage that pressure now, and just pressure in work and life?
Yeah, I think because it's done and I got divorced, the pressure is like gone. So I don't even think about it anymore. But like growing up, there was so much pressure. But
Mm.
yeah, it's kind of gone because I've done it and it's over.
Got you. Yeah, don't open it up. It's done.
Mm,
Now, how do you
yeah.
respond to pressure in like life? Do you ever feel pressure from work or life things?
Yeah. I think like my family pressure was so huge that pressure from work and like life is never gonna be as like as daunting as the pressure
Yeah.
from my family. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know. I deal with it somehow.
Somehow. No, that's cool.
Somehow,
No,
yeah.
I was just curious, right? Because it was like a lot of pressure coming from your family. So that's actually
Yeah.
why I had the question. Because I'm like, I bet you she doesn't get phased by like
Yeah,
anything
I
that
don't.
modern Americans or Canadians or anybody usually do because you kind of escape that. So everything is like, I'll deal with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
there you go. All right, next question. So, what are your views on marriage now?
It's funny. I actually love a good marriage, you know?
Mm,
Like I have a few friends who are seriously in good marriages, like they're like mom and dad. I love it, you know? But
mm-hmm,
there's also way too many people in like shitty marriages.
mm,
And I just don't think it's an accomplishment to be in a shitty relationship. So I don't know. I like the concept of marriage. I just if you're in a good relationship, then you're good. There's no need to celebrate it. It's not an accomplishment
mm.
to find a life partner, like or it's like good for you, you know? I don't know. Yeah. I got
Yeah,
over
I
the
feel you.
whole the poofy dress and the wedding. I got over all that because at the end of the day I was like, I just want someone to do the dishes with me. That's it. You know,
Yes, for
like a
real,
real life partner.
for
You
real.
know? It was all
I
like
feel
it
you.
was all like a big show or I don't know, like it's all these small things that actually in the end of the day they were meaningless. Like a ring and a this and what you
Mm.
and in the end of the day I honestly just wanted a partner to do the dishes. That's it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that it comes down to doing the dishes because I have to agree with you there. There are a lot of like materialistic things attached to marriage, isn't there? Like the
Yeah.
status, like you can once you get married. I mean, you can say, "Oh, I'll never like be alone again" or whatever, but you can still be alone within your
Oh
marriage. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I commend you there. So now we're gonna get into what do you look for in a life partner?
I'm honestly not looking for one at the moment.
Good,
So
good on you.
I'm just enjoying my freedom. But like if I had to say, I mean, what do I look for in a life partner? You know, loads of fun, loyalty, and just a genuine person.
Mm, mm. Yeah, it's not even about like what can you provide for me down the road.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that totally is gone from my life. It's more like it's like my best friend, you know?
Mm. Absolutely. I felt that one. Felt that one. Okay, moving on. Question 13. What qualities in your eyes make a real man? This question came to me after I read the story in chapter 2 of, if one of your uncles just went to press start on the dishwasher. You know what I mean? And just
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, coupled with what you just said, you just want someone to do the dishes with you. So what in your eyes makes a real man?
So I don't think there's real man or real woman or any of that. I make fun of them because they're always like, "Oh, he's a real man," like because of like the most basic shit ever, you know,
Yeah.
because he opened the jar or something.
Hmm.
But I guess like what makes a man, or what I would consider a man, is someone who, doesn't leave his responsibilities ever.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And I guess like also it has to do with honor, right? Like what makes an honorable person, like a human being, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Um, on
yeah.
the honor bit, I think I say in my essay, like, there's like in the we have like a culture of honor and it's tied to like how subservient a woman is and how
Hmm.
invisible she is, and but like for me honor is like if it should be measured by how tolerant you are, or how how much you give or how much you give back, or I don't know, the measure of honor for me is something else, how genuine
Mm.
someone is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stumped me for a second there because I'm thinking, that's obviously contrary to what most of your family thinks.
Mm.
So have you ever like if you were thinking of an honorable person, who would is there someone specific that would come to mind?
Yeah, I would actually say my dad.
Mm.
Mm.
Interesting. Love that.
Mm.
Love that. What is it about your dad, that kind of shows that honor, especially in that culture, right? It's kind of contrary. So how did he survive with that mindset?
It's funny. It's like my dad is less misogynistic than my mom. It's really funny, right? Yeah, and I think I like highlighted this in my in my chapter that like the women were more indoctrinated than the men, you know. But
You did say that.
my dad was is just a seriously genuine guy. He's seriously humble, and yeah, he's like responsible on us till now. I'm like in my mid 30s, and he's still like, you know, what, you didn't call me in 2 days? I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm almost 40. Like, you know, he's just, I don't know, he really cares about his responsibilities. Yeah,
Mm,
as a dad.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Mm.
All right, got a little sidetracked, but coming back, we're on question 15, so we got five left. I personally thought from that one story that you shared of your auntie Rima, I thought she was a legend for, releasing the veil,
Yeah.
slamming the veil down. I could picture it in my mind. I love the stories that you shared with her about her. But I was wondering if there's anything she said that hinted at her desire to be seen.
All the time.
Oh, really? Because it seemed like it was just the actions alone, but I'm wondering if she ever kind of said anything that was like, hey, I'm acting like this, but really I want to behave in a different way?
It's funny because like it took me till now to look back and be like, that was so strange, you know, like, you know, I've like I had friends like comment after the article, and they're like, did your aunt really do that? I'm like, all the time. Like it was so normal,
Mm.
you know. Every time she got pissed, she'd be like, listen, I gotta take off my veil and beat you. And we'd be like, yes, like, you know, you know, or she just like randomly like we would be talking about something absolutely like, I don't know, random, like the weather, and she'd be like and fling it like out of her way and to make her point, and it was normal. We never thought
Yeah.
it was like, you know, and there'd be men sitting and stuff, and it was just a normal day of life. But yeah, so I
Yeah.
forgot what was the question.
No, no, I love that. I love that. The question was if she ever said anything that kind of hinted at her desire to be seen.
You know, like at her son's wedding, it was a shock because she like came veiled to the wedding, and then she removed it in the middle of the wedding and belly danced. And but like, yeah, but like I think because we're that culture, which is like it's not really religion, it's culture, and they're
Yeah,
mixed,
yeah,
you know. So
yeah.
no, you know,
Hundo.
my dad was like, "Oh, there goes your aunt again." She took off her veil and tied it around. It was like normal, you know. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I think, but after it, when we asked her about it and we made so much fun of her, she was like, you know, she was like laughing at herself. She's like, like she knew she was a hypocrite, you know. And she was, and her
Mm-hmm,
hair
mm-hmm.
was done like she pre-planned it or something, you know. It was like, yeah, I don't know.
Jeez. I see you,
Yeah,
Auntie. I see you. You ain't that slick. I see you. Okay,
she's
okay. Question 16 here. I think you have a phenomenal talent of mixing humor with personal storytelling. I was a big fan of, just how often I was laughing as much as I was, reading kind of like the deeper things that you were going through. So my question is, how did you develop that writing craft? Did it start when you were young? Did you kind of play around with humor a little bit before you fully integrated into your writing? How did you develop that?
yeah. I think it has a lot to do with my family being refugees and growing up in the refugee camp,
Mm,
and I think their life was so dire that they made fun of everything. And I remember the first time my dad took us to the refugee camp, and when I saw it, I was like, I couldn't believe that this is where they lived. It's like it's awful, you know. But
mm,
they were all cracking jokes, and like I was the odd one, you know, and I just I my whole family is humorous, and but they're like in a really dire situation, but every time we speak where they crack a joke. And I think, and I read somewhere that people with the saddest stories are usually the funniest. It's like almost like you camouflage
hmm.
almost like you camouflage what's happening in your life. And yeah, I think that's, I picked it up from my family.
Love that. And did you always kind of use humor in your writing, or did you have to tighten it up at certain points? Like if you were writing for clients, was your humor always a part of it? Or did you only
Yeah,
bring your humor into your personal essays and stuff?
yeah, it's funny, before I started writing, like, you know, I they had, you know, on my yearbook, somebody reminded me that everybody had like best smile, best this, best that, and I had like the funniest, you know. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I never even realized that that so long ago that that was my personality trait, and writing came later, like while in my job it came and from content and stuff. So yeah, there was definitely a point where like I used to go off and like probably be like offensive and people wouldn't catch the sarcasm. And sometimes it happens with me.
Mm.
Like up to today, I'd be like, oh my God, I think I offended everybody. You know? But but yeah, in general, yeah, I think I always use humor in like my writing and content advertising. Yeah.
I love that. Well, I definitely could learn from you because you have like a good mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Just a couple questions left here for you. What has been your favorite part about writing for Love and Lit?
I'd say the support. Yeah. Just I had written my story and I thought it was perfect. And then Kern came back with the edits and I was like, it's so much better. It was, I
Mm,
I understand now, like I really need a second pair of eyes or third and fourth. Like I know it is so much better because I had
yeah.
his input.
Mm, love to hear that. He'll be happy to hear that as well. Um, Question 18. What do you hope people get from your story?
A book deal?
Yeah.
A book deal? Yeah. Like, hello. Yeah.
No, but I mean, yeah. Well, you. I mean, let's hope they don't get a book deal. Let's hope you get a book deal. But other people reading, if they're gonna help, if they were part of like your GoFundMe campaign, like, hey, we or whatever, we gotta get Nada a book deal for her personal essay. Through these chapters, what do you hope they're getting from it?
Oh, actually, I honestly, everything I write is to spread a message. And I hope
Mm,
they get from this that, be you and do whatever the fuck you want. And that, like, the rules were written by men for men. So let them follow them. Go ahead and follow them if you like the rules. Go ahead. They're written by men, they're not written by us. So, yeah.
love that. Love that. You need a whole nother episode to expand on that one. Um, last two questions here. Last two. Would you encourage? I'm sorry. Last two questions here. Why do you believe, or if you do believe, a platform like Love and Lit is necessary for emerging writers?
Um, just the like different voices that are on Love and Lit. When I first looked at it, I was like, oh, I saw like a couple of, but I wrote something completely different from everyone, and it still worked. And that's what actually Current told me, that everybody's voice is different and it all works. So I think that's the most thing, the diversity.
Love that. Love that. Good point. And the last question, and then you can, ask me one if you want, or we can just chop it up and finish it off, is what are you writing now, or are there any kind of future projects we can look forward to?
So I've actually written a novella, a fan fiction novella that's kind of based on the story, but it's completely different, but it's based on it. And so I'm working on shopping that around, and I'm just on Medium really. And yeah, I write about stuff that inspires me and
Love
stuff
that.
that will bring a message of equality.
There you go. All right. Well, anybody listen to this, go ahead to Medium right now and follow Nada. I'm gonna get the name of that novella from you just so we can, also spread that around, and
Cool.
thank you for your time. That was awesome. Do you have
Thank
any
you.
questions for me or for us or any last things to say?
No, just thanks so much for having me. I loved this experience. I was nervous when you were like, you're on the hot seat, and I'm like, how hot is it going to be? But I was like, but it was cool. It
Yeah.
ended up being
No.
cool. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. All right. Well, we appreciate you, Nada, and we'll
Same
be in
here.
touch. Everybody look out for chapter 3.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.